to episode 6 of Not the Chair Circle. If I look a bit flustered, it's because I've just been rolling around on the floor with a bloody pop-up green screen for about the last half an hour. I just managed to get it back in the bag. If you're a YouTuber, you'll know what one of those things is. And I didn't manage to get the bloody green screen effect to work either. So it's the same old background. Perhaps next time. I'm learning as I go. We're only on episode 6 after all. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, tonight is negative self-talk. That's what we're doing tonight. Negative self-talk. We've got some few other features as well as that. We've also got the return of the Bedlam Boogie Boys, who had a very positive response last week for their debut. Nobody wrote in and complained, which on this show is a win. So they'll be back later. Okay, now to the main subject of the day, negative self-talk. To be honest with you, self-talk's the only bloody talk I bother with these days because the conversation is getting stunted. That is to say, truncated, in my opinion. Why can't people finish their sentences anymore? Why can't they finish their words anymore? A social construct. It's a construction. It's an acceptance. It's a reveal. It's a bloody revelation. Worse than that is the people with jobs that don't actually have a full description. Celebrity was the first one, wasn't it? You know, it used to have to be a celebrity something, a celebrity soccer player, a celebrity actor, celebrity anything, celebrity chimpanzee. Now, you're just a celebrity. You know, you win some crappy show or something, or your granny dies or something, I don't know. And then they go on and they have jobs which are finished as well. I'm an activist. An activist doing what? What are you active in? Oh, and the best of all, an influencer. I mean, what? Do they just walk up to people in the street and say, I reckon you should do that? Does the person have to do it for them to be an influencer? Or do they just have to say it? Well, I tell you, it's And now we return you to your scheduled programme. Good evening. Doing oneself down. That little voice in one's head. Overthinking. Rumination. These are all expressions which in recent years have been boiled down to the one all-encompassing term, negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is when one's inner voice becomes one's inner critic. It erodes self-confidence and can lead to one not fulfilling one's true potential. Slaphead! Slaphead! Hello viewers! In case there are any of you out there who are unfamiliar with the English colloquialism slaphead, it refers to a bald person. It's taken from the noun head, meaning head, and the onomatopoeia slap, the sound made when hand meets head. What are you doing here? Well, you're doing negative self-talk, aren't you? I'm your man, obviously. Who told you? I did. Slaphead. You do realise that we both look identical? Yeah, but I can carry it off because I've got style. You look like Shaggy. It wasn't me. No, not him. The scruffy git off Scooby-Doo. Well, who do you think you look like? Dressing like that doesn't make you an intellectual, you know. You're not fooling them. Well, I know about this. And just what part of my psyche do you think you are? The id, the ego, or the super ego? Oh, bloody hell, Freud. I might have known you'd latch onto that old pervert. He was the father of modern psychology. Oh yeah, and who was the mother of psychology then? His little tart, Jung. Do you want to know how I think Freud got started? No. I tell you, I reckon when he was a lad, he was spying on his mum in the bath, you know. And his dad caught him and gave him a bloody good hiding. That's how Freud got started. You're determined to ruin this for me, aren't you? After negative self-talk comes self-sabotage. It's inevitable. Go on, just bugger off. Alopecia, lightning, alopecia, alopecia happens every day. Alopecia, lightning, alopecia, alopecia happens every day. Well, there you are. A very practical demonstration of the pitfalls of negative self-talk there. Now, if you've seen this show before, you'll know that it is what I call a click-free zone. I don't ask you to like or subscribe. I don't do this. I do invite you to make comments. But by the same token, I don't also have sponsors. I'm not going to be asking you to join up any bloody Patreon scheme or anything. But there are causes I believe in, and I've invited one on the show tonight to speak for free. So he's not paying me and I'm not paying him, okay? I'll let him introduce himself. We're going over to Studio 4 now. Please do not be alarmed. I am not going to talk to you about God. He does not exist. I am merely dressed like this to illustrate a point. Has anyone dressed like this ever had the temerity to come up to you in the street, or even worse, to knock on the door of your home, and assume that they have the right to talk their endless shite about the good news, God, or the upcoming end of the world? Did you find that, by dint of this costume and this highly irrelevant document, that they thought they could bore you to death and then try and extract money from you? Would you like to fight back against such invasions of your home, your decency, and your basic common sense? Then you will be pleased to know there is a growing band of like-minded people who wish to help you rid these idiots from your life. We are the British Atheist Society, targeting all religious doctrinal sermonising. We bastards aim to bring like-minded people together to form organised teams. Our intention is to eliminate these parasites from our streets and suburbs, where their campaign of social harassment has gone on for far too long. Unlike the Church, we do not require that you pledge any commitment to us, dress in any particular way, abandon your friends and family who do not support us, give us any money, or come to endless meetings. Here are a few endorsements of our society from both sides of the fence. We simply ask that you carry the message that this sort of behaviour is simply not acceptable and that they can keep their opinions to themselves. If you should see one of these individuals harassing somebody on the street, simply step in and say the party line. Excuse me, is this man bothering you? Because he worries the fuck out of me, I can tell you. While the offender is still stunned at your cheek, get the victim to safety. At your own discretion, then return and tell him exactly what you think of him. Handy phrases for doing this are available upon request from our head office with no cost to you. These people must be stopped. Some of them now roam the streets in plain clothes, the better to leap upon unsuspecting victims. They lure the lonely and feeble-minded into their brainwashing program, disguised as coffee mornings, where mind-altering bourbon and gypsy creams are served. Bemused old ladies suddenly find themselves committed to thrice-weekly flower arranging. They also end up giving half their pensions weekly in the form of illicit gambling sessions in the church hall, codenamed bingo. Small children are regularly recruited into indoctrination classes which lead to enforced child labour, litter picking in the grounds of the filthy temples, while the priests organise sinister day trips for the unsuspecting innocents. The bolder ones even erect placards and sing in public places. Join us today and help us confront these hideous monsters head on. Remember, if one of these vile vermin approaches you, be a bastard. And there you have it. I don't often introduce politics into the show, but this is a cause that I fully back. In fact, I've been a bastard all my adult life, and I fully intend to continue being a bastard. Now, singing is out again tonight. There'll be the Bedlam Boogie Boys in just a moment. But before that, I would like to thank you for showing up. That is, if you're still watching. And as always, I want to say good night and thank you for your kind indulgence. Over to Studio 2. When I was a boy, things seemed so drab. My life seemed oh so drear. The doctor came in the yellow van, and the white coats brought me here. We're all happy here. We're all happy here. The staff greet us with great affection. We're so glad that we were sectioned. We're all happy here. We're all happy here. We're all happy here. You have been watching Not the Chair Circle, written by Bob McGowan, performed by Bob McGowan. Original music composed by Bob McGowan, performed by the Bedlam Boogie Boys. This has been a Bobby No Mates production. On the ward life is so fine, everything's so jolly. We have association time, then up comes nurse with the old meds trolley. We're all happy here.